Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Political Vigilante. My name is Graham Elwood. It is a little after 3 o'clock Pacific time on Tuesday, February 2nd. So we're going to have Suzie Dawson on the show in a second, but here's what is up. Last night, I logged into my YouTube to check the statistics, and they said the channel has been demonetized, meaning I have, I don't know, I forget, 2,200 videos or something like, 2,200 videos on my channel. None of them have ads on it anymore. So there's no ad revenue. And as you're all noticing, if you're watching on YouTube, there's no dollar icon. There is no way for you to support the show or ask questions using the super chats. So, so we're going to have Suzie Dawson on in a second. But this is it. I mean, they completely demonetized me, and per their terms of service, they said it was, I don't know, crazy content or something. I'm gonna bring up what the page said. Here we go. To show you what's up. So let me just bring this up. So this is what I saw last night. Your channel is no longer eligible to monetize. After reviewing your application, we found that your channel doesn't follow all of YouTube's monetization policies. Harmful content. So I have enough subscribers. You need 1,000 required, and you need 4,000 public watch hours. I've got over 500,000 public watch hours. Content that focuses on controversial issues and that is harmful to viewers. Harmful to viewers. I think what really happened was it was the last two government secrets with JFK. They put that banner not on my channel, but on Lee Camp's YouTube channel for the same government secrets episode, like a placard saying, this is the real facts. According to WikiLeaks, Lee Harvey Oswald killed JFK. Fact, they just said. So I can't make any money from, and the majority of my money from this channel, now I have Patreon and I have Rockfin and I have PayPal and Venmo, but I mean, 60% of the revenue of this channel comes from YouTube, and that's all done. That's just wiped out for a month. In this thing, if you click and go through this, I look through it, my producer looked through it. We can reapply on March 3rd, a month from now. So a month. I go live at least, on YouTube 3 to 4 days a week. So all that super chat revenue. And then I drop, roughly 15 to 20 clips a week. None of those are making ads. My back catalog, again, over 2,000 videos, no advertisement, no ad revenue, none. So this is so you'll see scrolling at the bottom that you can support the show, and after my interview with Suzie, and this show today is going to be about an hour, because in an hour from now, roughly around 4:20, 4:30, I'm going to be on Jimmy's show to talk about this. But I wanted to bring Suzie on to talk about the importance of Panquake and why now more than ever. So we're going to get her on in a second. So, but I just wanted to. So I'm live streaming this currently on Rockfin. So if you want to support the show or ask questions, if if you want to ask questions, you can do it either through Venmo, because when I'm done talking to Suzie, I'll answer your questions, or go over to Rockfin. Go to rockfin.com/Graham Elwood, and it's free to sign up. I have a bunch of free videos on there. I'm live streaming it for free on Rockfin right now, and they have a tip feature, which is similar to the super chat. And you can ask me a question in that tip feature. It's why, look, guys, I've been talking about Rockfin for 1.5 years because it's been my backup plan, because sadly, I knew this day was going to happen. I don't know what the long-term effects of this are going to be. I'm going to, as it stands right now, I'm going to still post videos on YouTube and still simulcast, because right now we're simulcasting on YouTube, on Rockfin, and on Facebook. But now more than ever, yeah. So, yeah, I'm sorry, just getting a bunch of texts. I've been getting texts all night and all morning. So that's what is going to happen. You know, we currently have 227 people watching. Hit the like button, I guess. I don't know. So go over to Rockfin, man. I mean, that's why I've been talking about them for 1.5 years. It's blockchain, it's cryptocurrency platform. I interviewed, and this is another weird coincidence. Those 2 videos I did, or 2 or 3 videos with Martin Floriani from Rockfin, those are my least watched videos. Like, they're like 500 views, one's 900 views. Oh, really? A low view count for me is, 1,500, 2,000 views. That's like a lower count video for me. So like, they're putting extra suppression on the Rockfin videos. So it's all the more reason. I mean, I'm calling out the Biden administration. I'm calling out Janet Yellen for her ties to Wall Street and how she should recuse herself, and how the Joe Biden press secretary, Jen Psaki, won't answer direct questions. So that, I guess, is harmful content. Holding those in power, that's, I guess, harmful content. So now more than ever, go to Rockfin. Yeah, so that's what's going on. We're going to bring Suzie on here in a second. Yeah, and so Rockfin does have an iPhone app. They're building an Android one, but they don't censor us at all, man. They don't censor us at all. So it's why it's been my backup plan. And a bunch of other people this has happened to. So Suzie is now here. Let's bring. All right. My friend, journalist, whistleblower, activist, and creator of Panquake, which we're going to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, Suzie Dawson. Suzie!
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Hey, thanks for being here. Let's make sure everybody can see and hear you before we get into it. And everybody, all right, everybody can hear this. Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood. You are watching The Political Vigilante. I am joined by my good friend who lured me into Russia last year as part of a secret Kremlin plot to have really good dinners and sing karaoke and see, nice museums and stuff. So it was really,
and we went
to a water park. So your audio is a little distorted or something like that.
Okay, I'm sure it's not because my dog's been sucking on it. Hang on. I think you can tell a few stories about the dog.
Is it better if I just talk like that?
Yeah, that's a little bit better. It's still kind of.
Do you want me to reconnect?
Yeah, let's reconnect. Just come back on the show. We'll bring Suzie right back on as soon as we finish the tech issues. But yeah, so we're gonna talk to her about about why she did Panquake and everything like that. And I also watch Graham Goes to Russia. You can see there's this, she's in it. There's her and I talking at this cool restaurant.
I'm here.
There you are. It's still there's still this like crinkly feedback thing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, what's happening? I might reboot and come back in. I'm sorry, everyone.
No worries, man. No worries. All right. So it wouldn't be a political vigilante show if we didn't have a tech issue. So before we bring Suzie back, I just see there's some people asking some questions in the Rockfin. So let's go over there. Everybody over at the Rockfin, thank you so much. Lynn B, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Thank you for the Rockfin tip. Hi, Graham. I'm a YouTube premium member, $12.99 per month, so I don't see the ads. Does YouTube's creators get a percentage of premium members' money? Well, normally, yes. So YouTube premium members, any video you watch, the content creator gets a percent, gets a little money. But now I can't make any money. So even you as a YouTube premium member watching my videos, I don't get paid from that. They have taken away the ways you make money on YouTube are YouTube premium members watching, that's gone. Obviously the ads. So when an ad plays all the way through, you get paid. If somebody clicks through the ad and buys, you get even more money, right? And then super chats during a live chat. All of those have been knocked out. So that's why, like, I get the YouTube premium convenience. You don't get ads, and content creators get paid, which is wonderful. But I just like, it's going to be hard for me to support them at all. Ram, thank you so much for supporting the show, for tipping on the Rockfin. And also I will check on Venmo. You can ask me questions on the Venmo. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, it's been a little chaotic as of last night. Katie Opalinsky. Fuck YouTube. Thank you so much, Katie. Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. That's awesome. Yeah, it's also, I do have a PayPal address. If you just go to grahamelwood.com, and I should have put that in the banner. Kate will remember that for next time. Remind me that next time. I don't have time to do it now. But if you go to grahamelwood.com, there's a PayPal button, and you can donate or ask questions through there. And some of you have already done that, which I very much appreciate. And another person on Rockfin, Leonard R. Lithin Jr. Thank you so much for the tip on the Rockfin. Status Quo is also demonetized. The establishment is really scared. GameStop shook them more than the capitalist riots. You got that right. Sharif Snugs, what's up, dude? Thanks for jumping over to Rockfin. I just joined Rockfin Premium, bitches. Fuck YouTube. I feel like that might be a hashtag. I feel like that might be a theme today. That's awesome. All right, let's bring Suzie on the show. Hey, Suzie.
Okay. Say a prayer that the audio is better.
It's still
That the audio is better.
it's not, it's still like, I don't know what's causing it. It sounds like in the there's still a lot of like almost like feedback or like
Lee uses the same platform and it was fine just a few minutes ago. I'm so sorry, guys.
It's okay. That's a little bit better.
Unless you can turn something down on your end, maybe we should reset the
Yeah. Because it's definitely it's still kind of horror. They're saying it's just very it's like there's like when you talk. Let's see. Of course, it was just working fine for Lee, and then on my show has got some kind of problem. All right, let me here's what we're gonna do, folks. I'm gonna reboot this real quick. And we'll be right back and see if it's on my end. All right, everybody, we'll be right back in like 2 minutes.
Is it fixed? Oh my God, what's going on? I can't hear you now. Can you hear me? And what the hell? I can't hear you. What the hell? Okay, this is some crazy stuff. I can't. Now
How
I
about
can
that?
hear
Can people
you.
hear me now?
Oh my God, I can hear you now.
You can hear me, but I can't hear you, Suzie. Now you're muted.
Really?
Huh. So you can hear me, Suzie?
Yep.
I cannot hear you.
Time for an audio engineer, my friend.
What is going on? Kate can hear her. Oh, maybe it's, hold on. All right. So everyone can hear Suzie. Here, Suzie, just talk for a second.
Should I sing a song?
Just
Okay.
tell some of the jokes you heard me saying when I was in
Tell
Russia.
some jokes. Oh, okay. I won't tell any
I'm
jokes
not
because I'm
getting
not a
it. This is
comedian.
so
But you know what?
bizarre.
I'll tell you a funny story. So Graham had the wonderful experience of actually staying at my house for a week. And unfortunately for him, he left one of his lovely suitcase. Hang on, I'm telling a funny story. He had left his lovely suitcase on the floor by the door, just inside the bedroom. And not only has Graham had the very rare experience of getting to meet both of my children, who absolutely adored him, but he also got to meet our pug, which is a very cute, very small, very male puppy. And the very male puppy took a liking to Graham's suitcase, so much so that Graham found little prison had been sprayed on his suitcase when he left. In fact, I think the pug had made him an honorary member of our family and had wanted to therefore mark his territory accordingly. And poor Graham was left with probably a semi-permanent stain as a souvenir of his visit.
Yeah, my backpack is forever linked to your puppy. I have the DNA of your puppy all over.
Yeah. And if you get attacked by random dogs now, you know, when you're traveling, you know why that is.
Yeah, I gotta be careful when I bring that bag out in public so that other dogs just don't attack it. But
and this is totally on topic conversation. Since YouTube has essentially also just sprayed all over you this week.
Pretty much. The deep state has definitely been
they have marked you.
Well, this is why. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Political Vigilante. My name is Graham Elwood. I'm here with my good friend Suzie Dawson, who you can see her and my Graham Goes to Russia documentary, which is available on rockfin.com/Graham Elwood, which I urge you to go since YouTube is clearly taken away all my ability to make money on YouTube.
To pay for a new suitcase.
Yeah. Yeah. Donate to my suitcase fund.
Donate to his second trip to Russia fund with a new suitcase. Please.
Or do I bring the old one because I don't want to ruin another one? Like I don't know what to do. I'm in a quandary.
At least then the dog won't bark as you're approaching the apartment. You know, he'll be like, "Oh yeah, this guy's all good."
I know this guy. I know that smell. I know this for sure. This is so. Yeah, Susie, you were very instrumental in coming to Russia to make that documentary. I just released it like a week or so ago, 2 weeks ago, maybe. So thank you so much. That was such a cool experience. And
except for the dog.
My bag being assaulted basically by your dog. Which is so funny when people are like, Suzie Dawson's lying. She doesn't have, her kids are made up. And I was like, nah, no, they're not. This is being an expensive con just for some YouTube comedian to like, so, but I really,
now it's gonna be Suzie and her feral dog.
Right. Well, that dog was trained by Putin clearly to attack an American bag. To put its Russian propaganda all over my back.
Oh God. And yes, by the way, this is exactly what my phone calls are like with Graham.
Yeah,
He periodically rings me and we just piss ourselves laughing.
Yeah,
at least we don't do it on a suitcase.
It's not some big like activist secret meeting. It's just talking about shit like this. But yeah, that movie made me miss Russia and seeing you and everybody. So I can't wait when things open up to get back there. It was so fun. But one of the reasons I wanted to have you on the show was not just to reminisce about the assault on my back, I mean, so I was just, you put together a Panquake. You've been talking to me about it for several months now. We did, I think it was the 16th. Hold on, I want to make sure everything is, yeah, okay. I'm hearing myself twice. Hold on. There we go. Okay. So I want to, and we rolled it out. Bill Binney's involved in it. I mean, all these people, Jimmy Dore, Chris Hedges, Lee Camp. Yeah, I'm involved. Yes, I'm very honored to be involved. And one of the things, the impetus is for Panquake is the censorship from big tech that we've been seeing for a while. And of course, last night for me, it just got worse when YouTube basically took away. This is a form of censorship to make it so I cannot generate revenue. They're saying a minimum for a month. March 3rd, I can appeal through their Byzantine appeal process. I don't know how. I mean, there's nobody you can talk to at YouTube. So tell everybody.
Yeah, there is actually. You can talk to Jimmy Dore.
Yeah.
You can get on Jimmy Dore and that'll get some attention.
Well, actually, yeah, I'm going to do that later today. In a little less than an hour, I am going on Jimmy's show to discuss this very thing. And the bigger YouTube channels do have a little say. But explain to everybody what Panquake is and how it can help fight what just happened to me. And now we're finding out Status Coup, Jordan Sheridan's channel. I know Jason Burmis, who's on Rockfin, and other people. I think, is it Ryan Dawson? Maybe even like other people who've been covering controversial stuff are getting, this is a form of censorship. So tell us what Panquake is and then how it can help combat what just happened to me on this show.
What Panquake is a lifeboat. It's a lifeboat that we and everybody we care about can get on and paddle away from the corporations that have been abusing us. It is a chance at creating a refuge for free speech, for freedom of communication, for freedom of expression. It's a place that we can accrue a following that we know won't be taken away from us, that we know won't be unfollowed from us surreptitiously in the middle of the night, like happened to me with another 200 followers last night for a total of 3,000 this month. Gone from my 3,000 have been unfollowed from my account in the last 30 days. It is a place where we can, you don't just have to trust in our platform, but we can verify via blockchain technology that our content, which we've intended for a public audience, has not been interfered with or manipulated, where there has not been anyone else serving their own or others' interests, interfering with and impacting upon us and our interests and our relationships. And I think, I mean, you must be feeling pretty abused at the moment by YouTube, which is a service that you have contributed to their success by growing your following on. And I think that many users of social media right now are feeling like we're in an abusive relationship with big tech, where they hold all the cards, where they impose their will arbitrarily, where, as you say, there's no ability for recourse, there's no real due process. We can't sue them. We can't really do anything about what they're doing to us except eat it. And they know that, and they flex that muscle daily. And it's time for us to teach them a lesson by getting off and getting onto that pancake.com lifeboat and paddling away before we really are silenced permanently, which seems to be what they're intending for us.
It feels like that's the end game. It really feels like that's the end game. And I was, as we all were, you know, when what happened at the Capitol, which is like 3 weeks ago, almost a month ago now, happened. And I was like, oh, what happened is bad, and you should prosecute the people that broke the laws, but they're going to use this for Patriot Act 2.0. This is the problem that we all have. It's like every crime that was committed at the Capitol, there's already a law on the books for that. You can't break and enter. You can't bring a gun to the Capitol. Like, they have laws, fine. And now they just using it to anybody that says anything against the government is now on par with a gun-toting white nationalist. Like, I mean, Lee Camp and I talked about the JFK assassination and all the holes in it. We referenced a book, and they put on Lee Camp's page, for some reason they didn't do it to mine, but on Lee Camp's page, they put this like placard, like verifiable fact. WikiLeaks says Lee Harvey Oswald killed JFK, just to like, oh, these guys are spewing lies. Really? The most disputed, controversial assassination of the last 100 years is, oh, YouTube is just claiming this a fact now, like, and they can just do that and then hurt this is what big tech censorship looks like and they always just, well, it's the advertisers and it's the thing, oh, harmful content, or it's going to hurt the kids' ears or whatever. Meanwhile, we'll let the kids play as many video games where they blow the heads off of people. That we're okay with. But, oh no, God forbid the kids learn that, Joe Biden is not the hero riding in on the white horse that people may think he is, or the CIA is not here to protect us. And it's pretty scary. And the thing is, I've been watching this happen. I've been doing my show for 4 years now, and I've been watching this slowly happen. I've had YouTube for 3 years at least, limiting ads on certain videos. So they say limited or no ads. Anytime I talk about Yemen, the war in Iraq, I mean, anything like that, sanctioning Iran, any American empire act of war that I'm calling out, they limit the ads or just pull the ads altogether. That's been happening for several years. So I'm not necessarily surprised at this. It's why I've been, for the last year and a half, telling my audience to go to Rockfin, which is blockchain and it's cryptocurrency. But I want to get back to what you said, just so our audience, because I kind of understand blockchain, and anyone out there that doesn't quite get what it is, how can you, when you say, well, it's verifiable through the blockchain, can you explain that more for us, exactly what that means in the context of what Pancake, how you know, I put something out there on Panquake and it gets a bunch of views, and I'm like, well, I don't know if that view number is right. Maybe it's too many, maybe it's too less. I can go look where and see that it's nobody messed with it.
So I think blockchain is pretty hard for people to understand when they hear about it for the first time, but the easiest way I can explain it is, imagine that there is a notebook and you and everybody in your network can write in that notebook, and you all have a copy of that notebook at all times. And once you write something in that notebook, you can't unwrite it. So on Panquake, when you create content for public consumption, that content is encrypted and it's put into an encrypted block on the blockchain. And then everybody who's a part of the network can access that, and can technically through a block explorer can view those records. And that means that this also applies to your interactions. So I decided I'm going to follow Graham Elwood. That's recorded on the blockchain. So Graham can see I've followed him. And if I was to somehow unfollow him, he would know that it wasn't because of manipulation on the chain reversing that. It actually was me unfollowing him, as opposed to currently where people are being unfollowed from us against their will. And I'm having constant outreach from people complaining to me about having been unfollowed from me. I've been unfollowed from accounts which I love, such as WikiLeaks, conveniently on the very first day of Julian Assange's trial last September, which I was coordinating with people covering that trial. I was unfollowed from WikiLeaks, who I followed for nearly a decade. So there is all kinds of manipulation going on, but through technology and through panquake.com, we can push back against that, and we can once again create or have a verifiable way that we can trust in the platform that we're using, so that we don't pour all of this time and effort into building networks of people who we want to have relationships with and we want to communicate, only for some behemoth external force to surreptitiously interfere in that. Which, I mean, when I started thinking about what I wanted to do with Panquake, I actually started to interview users of social media, and I heard story after story of people talking about their real world friends and real world relationships being damaged by interference and manipulation on social media. Because if I see that you've unfollowed me, my tendency is to think, oh, Graham doesn't like me anymore. Graham doesn't want to see my content anymore. When I'll start racking my brain, what did I say that Graham doesn't like? You know, what did I do wrong? And that causes anxiety. It causes anxiety.
I said maybe Graham's suitcase got ruined.
No, but maybe Graham has low tolerance for feral pugs. I don't know. It could be that, but maybe Graham actually didn't want to unfollow me. Maybe Graham doesn't even know that he has unfollowed me. And maybe Graham will be very upset when it takes 6 months for us to work out that our relationship has been damaged by the platform itself deciding that because Graham did a JFK video, maybe Suzie shouldn't see his content anymore. And unfortunately, that's exactly what's going on. And in my opinion, they are creating real world harm. They are damaging people's real world relationships, because yes, Graham and I primarily talk online, but we are real friends. And most of our online friends, we feel real emotions for those people. We invest our time, pieces of our lives in those relationships. To have somebody else come along and mess with that secretly and arbitrarily and unaccountably, and in some cases, like irreversibly, if you don't even know it's happened, you don't even realize the way that the course of your life, the shape of your life is being changed by them. And it's like, I'm outraged by it, because they have no right. They have no right to decide who we can be friends with, who we can communicate with, what content we should see. These are our rights to choose. Yeah, and panquake.com is restoring those rights.
Yeah, it's great. And I just want to clarify for the audience. So just for anyone like myself, I'm understanding. I'm
not actually friends with Suzie. No, I'm just kidding. I did unfollow her.
I absolutely did, because of that bag thing. I'll never forgive that dog. No,
I'll tell you what, next time I'm going to put that dog in the bag and send you both back.
I'm gonna leave my marks on that dog next time I'm in Moscow. I'm gonna tell you that. We're gonna even the score.
Is this R18, is it? Did you change the channel settings? Are you gonna get demonetized for that joke?
Yeah, probably. I can't make that. It's harmful content joking about
We
this.
said March, but actually it's June now.
Well, so I wanted just to spell out for the audience, anyone in the audience that was like me, that was like, I don't get blockchain versus normal. So just for an example, so Twitter has their servers, they're private. We can't see them. We don't know what they're doing. We don't know why you're getting unfollowed or unfollowed. Whereas what blockchain is and what Suzie's talking about with Panquake is we can all look at it on this online ledger, which is what the blockchain is. We can all verify it. We can all know. And you're even seeing that with cryptocurrency. You might not know it's this person or that person, but you can see, oh, a big chunk of crypto was bought here versus like, as we saw last week with GameStop and Robinhood, the hedge funds can manipulate however they want. So, which is why I'm really like, the more I learn about blockchain, the more I want to educate my audience about it and why Pancake's so great. So somebody asked, just asked me, how did you come up with the name Panquake?
Well, I guess, do I tell the true story? the official story, which is true. I don't really talk about how we came up with it. I've talked about what it means, and it is true. Pan means all. Quake is the big effect that we can have when our communications are not being limited by others. In reality, my lovely daughter came up with Panquake. Yeah, I was saying, like, we need something cute. We need something that Gen Z will love. And we need something that my boomer parents will love. Like, we need something that's accessible to everyone. This can't just be a geek thing. It can't just be a journalist thing. It can't just be an activist thing. It's got to be something, because everybody in society has been impacted by this. And that was actually one of the key revelations for me when I was interviewing people, because I started talking to people who aren't journalists, who aren't activists, who aren't content creators, and all of them were complaining about the censorship and the impacts on them. And that was when I realized, like, holy crap, like the whole world needs Panquake. I started out just thinking, oh, my friends who are content creators need this, or WikiLeaks supporters need this. And that was when I realized that, like, it actually is beyond just the censorship that's being imposed for political reasons. There actually is this social manipulation that's occurring for every user, because every time that someone they wanted to follow and whose content they should be seeing isn't on their timeline, it's being replaced with something they never wanted to see, some junk advertising or whatever messaging the platform's wanting to push at them. So their friends, their relationships are being curated out without their permission or wanting. And then this other crap is being inserted in. And so Panquake was my daughter's idea. It was my parents loved it. They're like, oh, that sounds so cute. I was like, pancakes. And I just went, okay, well, you know what? If someone who's 25 years younger than me and someone who's 28 years older than me think that this is a great name, then it's probably a pretty good name. And I've never told that story before. I feel like I've been telling stories all night long that I don't usually tell, but that's a true story. So that's how we got Panquake. Are you going to ask me how Bill Biddy joined the project? Because Lee just asked that too and got the real story about that too. He scooped you, Graham.
Oh, Lee, look, first we got my channel demonetized by wanting to talk about JFK. Now we scooping stories. I'm tired of this. No, let's talk about that, because I mean, you called me months ago and you're like, I got this idea. And I'm like, this is awesome. And then you called me a couple weeks later and like, you're not going to
10 minutes later.
like, you're not going to believe who really wants to do this. I'm like, what? And the last time we spoke, we were just laughing. I mean, I just was so like honored and blown away and kind of humbled that on the Talk Liberation video, we tried to do a live chat. And of course, the deep state shut it down, but you made it a video that we all put on our channels. But I was like, Bill Binney speaking, the world's like the best cryptographer on the planet, who basically beat the FBI and the NSA. And now here's Graham, the comedian. And I was like, wow, I never in a million, when I was hosting cable game shows, I didn't think I'd be on the same footing with this guy who's a genius. And it's really cool to be a part of. So tell everybody how you got Bill Binney, because that's the other thing I want people to know. The tech and design of this is being done by Bill. Like, he's involved in the tech design. So if you want to build a thing, that the intelligence community and the deep state can't screw up, get an NSA cryptographer who's a whistleblower.
Technical director of the National Security Agency.
Ex technical director. Like when he's asleep, he knows more than I do, like at my peak of like brain capacity. So tell everybody how we got involved and what it means to Panquake in terms, because people have a lot of questions, as well they should be like, well, wait a minute, I have this question, I have that question, and these are everyone should be able to ask questions. And part of what Panquake is like, it's completely transparent. So we want you to know, because people have been burned before. Oh, there's this new thing. Everyone's joining this new thing. Oh, they're yanking it. They're pulling it. The government's blocking it. Whatever.
Or they sold it. Or
yeah. A big tech company was great in the beginning, and then a big, Google came in and bought it and ruined it. So how is Bill Binney's involvement gonna prevent all these things that everyone's already been burned on?
Well, Bill Binney, as you say, is a total freaking genius. There's no other way to put it. But he's also a really lovely human being, and he's also a really fundamentally honest and ethical human being. And he saw in our architecture and our design documents that we weren't just trying to make a social media company. We weren't just trying to build a social media product, but we're actually building our ethics into the design of the product. For example, we have ensured that we are not a client-server model. This means that we don't sit between you and the blockchain. All of the users together talk to each other and form the network. We're not in it. So you're not sending data to us and then we're making decisions. You're just talking to each other and publishing to the blockchain. So he saw that. He saw that we aren't capturing any user information. You can get a Panquake account without giving an email address, without giving a mobile phone number. You can have it anonymous. They're actually anonymous accounts by default. When you hit our domain, you already have an anonymous Panquake account, and then you can opt in to personalizing it and setting a bio or putting a picture or adding your website or whatever. That's your choice. We're putting the autonomy, giving the autonomy back to users. So he saw things like that, and then he saw that we were writing into our company constitution that we will not sell the brand, we will not sell the company. That's actually in our document, like founding documents, is that we will not sell. But then he also saw that we actually built into our architecture that we can't sell it because we don't have anything to sell. So if a purchaser comes to us and says, here's $5 million, we want to buy your network, we don't have a server to give them. We don't have a user list to give them, a customer list. We don't have a database that we can give them. So the only thing they can really buy, which they can't buy, is the public copy of the blockchain, which they can get just by making a Panquake account. So we don't have anything to sell them. And that also means that we don't have anything to give a security agency that comes knocking on our doorstep. So Mr. FBI man decides to show up on our doorstep and say, give us all your data. We say, we're sorry, we don't have any data. However, if you'd like to sign up for a Panquake account, you can get a copy of the blockchain, which every user has a copy of. Thanks very much for stopping by. And so he saw all of those things. And the funny story that I told Lee, the amazing story that I told Lee, was that I had a private meeting with Bill where I took him through all the architecture, showed him what I wanted to do. And he said to me at the end of the meeting, what do you want from me, Suzie? And I said, I would like you to join our advisory board, please, Mr. Bill Binney. We will be meeting for 1 hour a month at the end, 1 hour at the end of each month. And I'd just like you to make sure we're on track and everything's happening correctly and just give us your advice. And he said, I don't want to just be there for an hour a month. I want to develop this. I want to be on the development team. And I just was speechless. Just literally about to fall off my chair. I couldn't believe it. I had interviewed Bill a couple of times in the past because I'd done journalistic work studying Snowden documents, as you know, in my Decipher You series, and I'd had some really fantastic interviews with him talking about that type of content. So we did have a rapport already. He knew of my work. And of course, he knew of other people who were involved in the project too and endorsing the project. But when he said that, that was like all of our Christmases came at once, quite frankly, and we brought him straight onto development team, and now he is friends and knows all our developers and is working with them, designing our architecture, designing our encryption systems, and just absolutely amazing person to be working with us. So we're really super lucky. Super lucky.
I mean, when you first told me that, I was like, wait, what? Did you just say Bill Binney's going to be a design? I was like, wait, what? What did you say? I was just like, it was like, I mean, I don't even know what the example like you could give of just like, you know, I don't know what the example what you could give of just like he wants to be in. I don't want to be there for an hour a month. I want to design that. Like, man, which just again, it shows you where he's at in terms of his like, you know, ethical and moral compass. So he saw what was happening at the NSA was not right, and that's why he was a whistleblower. And he sees how they've been operating. He's had to deal with all their direct attacks against him. I mean, they've done all kind of crazy shit to that guy. So he sees this thing as like, oh, this can combat this. I'm in, which is just like, that was some of the things that like, and that's why I really wanted you to explain it, because I want people to know, anybody who has any skepticism, and as well, you should have plenty of skepticism. When I heard Bill Binney's involvement, I was like, okay, I trust this thing. You know what I mean? Like I'm in. I'm not that I didn't trust you beforehand, but like anybody that has any like
even after the dog incident.
Even well, that really tried our friendship, but we got through it, Suzie. We got through it.
Until you get back and discover I'll have 2 dogs.
Well, hopefully Rockfin, their token will take off, and then I can, you know, get a hotel.
Buy an apartment. Buy yourself, get some space between you and the kids. Yeah.
Just come by for dinner and just like, well, I'll wear used shoes or whatever I got to do. But no, this is fantastic. So I know it's late where you're at. So tell people how they can get involved and support Panquake, because you're still in the, you know, tell people like what you need and how they can support it.
Oh, look, what we need is you to be our marketing and media team, because it's not going to be CNN, and it's not going to be Saatchi and Saatchi, and it's not going to be Fox News. In fact, more likely they'll be coming up with whatever horror stories they can to try and keep you away from us, because this is the undoing of the censorship agenda, and their livelihoods depend on being able to keep those control mechanisms in place. So we need you to have our backs so that we can get the system across the line, that we'll have your backs. This is the lifeboat for all of us. And it is you crowding around us and taking that journey with us and protecting us on it that will allow us to be able to do this for you. We have built this system in such a way that it cannot be taken down from the internet. We are registering in multiple international jurisdictions. We are hosting in Iceland. We are not dependent on Amazon Web Services. We have nothing to do with US infrastructure at a technical level. We have designed a system that cannot and will not be taken down. Much as WikiLeaks is still, their website's still up after 10 years of attack, Panquake will still be up no matter what attacks come our way. But we do need you to be our voice. We need you to be our advertisers, our marketers, our PR, all of it, because this is a grassroots solution for the grassroots. And so far, we're really lucky to have had a lot of grassroots support. Everybody now is saying, I want this, I want it yesterday. When can I get it, Suzie? Well, the honest answer is the 50K fundraiser we've got out, which incredibly, we've already raised $35,000 in just 2 weeks, thanks to the unbelievable positive support from all of you. That 50,000 is going to cover just the basics in terms of the business registrations and producing the UI, the front end for the beta release. But how fast we can deliver this product is going to depend on money, because right now we've got 24 volunteers working for us, amazing, qualified, experienced people who are completely committed to our mission. And when I talk about 24 staff, I'm not talking about the public endorsers like Graham and Jimmy. I mean, actually, we have 24 volunteer staff working on this. And these are people who have day jobs. These are people who have kids. These are people who have umpteen other commitments, but are fitting in an hour here or there, or a couple of hours a night, or weekends, or whatever they can to contribute to the project. And so our development speed will be at the speed of our volunteer workforce, unless we can set stretch targets on our fundraiser and start paying some salaries. Because I have been checking in with our staff, and I won't give numbers or name who, because as I said, some of them still have day jobs. But all of our staff most of our staff are willing to convert to being full-time employees for Pancake, which would allow us to build this product 4 times, 8 times faster than it's being built right now. So if you want Pancake fast, support that fundraiser. And supporting the fundraiser doesn't just mean donating to it. It actually means evangelizing for it. It means taking all the information that you hear from me in the interviews that I'm doing and spreading it to everybody, educating our audience so that they can go and educate other people, so that they can spread the word that this lifeboat exists. And the more that you spread the word and the more you're able to get those who can afford to contribute to donate, the more we will be able to convert a volunteer workforce into a proper full-time 8-hour-a-day workforce, and the faster this will be in your hands and you'll be able to use it. So our fundraiser is at gogetfunding.com/Panquake. You can also access it through our website at panquake.com. So we should hit that 50K in the next couple of weeks, if not sooner. That guarantees that our beta product will exist. There will be a Panquake because of everybody's generosity in raising those funds so far. But how fast we get it to you is going to depend on meeting the stretch targets after that. And our ability to meet those stretch targets is going to be entirely dependent upon how many members of the public flock around us and get out there and evangelize for us. Because as you know, we don't have a marketing budget. We don't have a PR agency. We don't have an advertising agency. We are it. So we've got to band together and make this happen by word of mouth. And word of mouth is a very powerful thing. So it can actually be much more powerful than having a corporate PR agency. People love this. They want it. We've got the people and the skills to deliver it. Now we just have to see how fast we can get this over the line and into your hands. And that's dependent on all of our collective effort.
Well, that's outstanding. So yeah, folks, it's panquake.com. And again, there's people like putting the Panquake logo as their like profile pic on Twitter and stuff. It's that's just awesome. So, look, I think, the Wall Street Bets Reddit group, I mean, I felt very sort of empowered by watching. I wasn't involved in it, but watching what they did, I was like, that's the power that we have. They want us to think we have no power. And it's stuff like that. And look, that I said this on my show numerous times. What they did with the GameStop, nobody got shot with a rubber bullet. Nobody got hit with tear gas. Nobody got arrested or got the crap kicked out of them by the police. And Panquake is another like serious digital activism. And the question was like, was just asked, somebody's like, well, where is the blockchain mined? Well, mining is what cryptocurrency is. Correct me if I'm wrong, Suzie, but the blockchain
Correct.
is it's open source technology
Correct.
that everyone can see.
Correct. So, it's a little bit different. So there are blockchains which have underlying cryptocurrencies, and where you mine blocks because you're to release crypto liquidity into the user base. That's not the case with the 1.0 Panquake blockchain. It's not a monetized chain. This is a chain that we're building independently ourselves, and which will not record financial transactions, but only text transactions of content and interactions. So because there's no underlying cryptocurrency, there's no smart contracts, there's no financialization, there's no compliance, there's no anything that is associated with that. So you don't have to mine it. It's a different situation. Now we are, and I'm not giving any details about the specifics on this yet, but we are at a later date going to allow the ability for people to monetize their Panquake content. That monetization will occur on a different blockchain and not on Panquake. But for commercial reasons, until that's all built and finalized, I won't be giving the specifics around that. That's the easy answer. I will say, for anyone who has got tech chops or is just curious, I did something called a tech deep dive stream where I actually presented all the underlying architecture, looked under the hood of Panquake and gave a ton of you would never see this from a normal commercial company, but I actually gave a ton of our IP because we are an open source project. We're an open source build. We're releasing our code on a GitLab. We are also FOSS compliant. We have one of the world's leading privacy experts, Sean O'Brien he's actually the founder of the privacy lab at Yale University, at Yale School of Law, is also working on this project and is absolutely making sure that in every aspect, in every way, we are, from a design level and technologically, protecting the privacy of our users. And so he has been doing our free and open source software compliance, FOSS compliance, as well as our licensing and everything else. So if you go to vimeo.com/Panquake, you'll see a video at the top there which says Tech Deep Dive Stream. And that's where you can really, if you're interested in it, see the nuts and bolts and the design of Panquake.
I love it. Thank you for being so transparent about it and giving everybody the peace of mind. So folks, go to panquake.com and get involved. Like Suzie said, in whatever way you can. So, Suzie, thank you so much for I know it's really late where you're at, and I appreciate you staying up late to do all this and push this. And thank you for jumping on my show last minute after what happened to my channel. So we'll be talking more soon, and I will definitely give you a backpack update when I have it.
And look, when all I've got is laugh lines etched into my face, I'll know that you contributed, okay? So thanks so much. And then, if Panquake is a huge success and you manage to make back your 60% of revenue that you've lost from YouTube being monopolistic, censoring ass wipes, then maybe you can contribute to my facelift fund.
Some retinol cream or something. I'll take care. I'll get you. I'll take care of you down the road, Suzie. For sure.
Thank you so much.
All right, sweetie. Well, say hi to everybody for me, and we'll talk soon.
Okay. Bye, everyone. Thank you so much for being here.
You got it. Thank you. Suzie Dawson, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to be on the Jimmy Dore Show very shortly. So let me answer. And thank you. Those were great questions, everybody. Those were great questions. Let me just check if there's any questions on Venmo, and then I'll go into the Rockfin. Robin Panado, thank you so much. Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. I appreciate that on the Venmo. Paul Cross, thank you so much. Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. You're making Gotham great again, my friend. Crazy what YouTube is doing to you. I appreciate your dedication to the truth and consistency. I really love that you have not let the Epstein story go. I wish I hadn't lost my job due to the pandemic, but I'll send you what I can. Keep it up, bro. Watching live now. Hey, I really appreciate that. And anyone out there whose money is tight, and if you can't send a penny, it's totally cool. The free ways to support that. Well, you can't watch ads, but sign up to Rockfin it's free. Just rockfin.com/Graham. You can sign up. There's a premium level at $10 a month, but if money's tight, no worries. I'm telling you, no worries. All the analytic stuff, signing up for free, following me on YouTube or on Twitter and all that, getting involved in Panquake. Those are like, and liking videos, especially liking them on Rockfin now. All my videos that are on YouTube are on Rockfin for free. And I have some that are the premium videos, but my basic videos that I drop every day for free on YouTube are getting dropped on Rockfin. So those are great free ways. But Paul, thank you so much for that. So let me go over to Rockfin. And thank you everybody to supporting the show. Wayne Abraham, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Thank you for the Rockfin tip. Cool. I can tip here. Fuck YouTube. I could not send super chat from my country. This is way better than bullshit YouTube. Oh, according to hate speech, that's harmful content. You're being harmful, saying mean words. Deborah Logan, what's up, Deborah? Thank you so much for supporting the show. Joined Rockfin just for you, Graham. Thank you so much, folks. That's why I like Rockfin and Panquake. This is important. Max D, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Well, what's stopping Google, whatever, from deplatforming Rockfin? Again, great question. I'll answer it right now, but also there's 2 interviews on my Rockfin channel and my YouTube channel with Martin Floriani, the founder of Rockfin. So in very similar fashion, because it's blockchain and it's open source, a big company like Google can't come in and buy it. In the same way Suzie explained, there's no data for them to buy. There's no, they're in the, it's the same thing. So great question. Great question. And I love, ask these questions. Don't just do whatever you say, Graham. Like, I appreciate it. You're being smart. But as it was explained to me, and again, watch those interviews with Martin Floriani from Rockfin. You see Rockfin founder explains, there's a couple videos and he goes into the whole technological side of it. This question is asked. And it's a great question. And they give a very fair, clear answer, just like Suzie just did about Panquake. Let's see. Progressive Geek, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Watching on Rockfin for the first time. I'm considering canceling my YouTube. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to tell you what to do, but everyone's coming. Look who's on Rockfin now. Lee Camp, Status Quo, who just got deplatformed. Convo Couch, Jimmy, Whitney Webb, Ron Placone, Kim Iverson. I mean, Richard Medhurst, Jason Burmis. Like, you're getting a lot of premium content for your $10 a month on Rockfin. So, I mean, I say vote with your dollars. You know, cancel that, because the money you're giving to YouTube is going to them. It's $12.99 a month. Rockfin is $9.99 a month. So they're already saving $3 a month. It's not as big of a platform. There's not a bunch of people, though. I get it, but you know, and it's more incentive for me to like, and Jimmy and everybody to talk to people like Abby Martin to come over there. So that's just something to consider, man. Whoops. Let me make sure. Zachary Kirkpatrick, greetings from Barcelona. Thank you for supporting the show. Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Bienvenidos. Nick Sandoval. Shave Your Knuckles for Justice, Nick. Would a big kale billionaire use bag suitcase twice? Keep up the great work and keep the vegan guns. No, I mean, if I really, all that money I get from Big Kale, I should just use a bag once and throw it away, whether a dog, you know, marks it or not. Good point. Good point, Nick. Thank you, Nick. Sorry for acting like a regular common person using a bag more than once. That's my fault. This is what happens. Scott Augustine, Scott, who works at Rockfin. Hey, Graham, sorry to hear about your YouTube demonetization. This is so annoying, man. Thank you, Scott. But thank you and everybody over at Rockfin for creating and working on this platform and continually and improving it. Thank you. There's going to be more of us coming over, friend. So, Sharif Snugs, what's up, dude? Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Graham, I seriously had to call my friend over the phone about what just happened to you. He watches your show too. He told me it's my fault for asking great questions. Sorry, Graham. No more thinking. Yeah, dude. This is what you get asking smart questions. Just be dumb, Sharif. What are you doing asking great questions and debating and discussing and wanting to come up with a better world? See, man? See what's the problem? I'm going to blame you and Russia. How about that? Does that sound good? No, that's so hilarious. Tell your friend that's fucking hilarious. Yeah, it's Sharif. That's what you get for asking smart questions, dude. Stop being so smart. I need a dumber audience. Come on, you guys. All the smart questions and the discussion and the debate and the activism, it's getting a little old. Let's just be stupid. Progressive Lefty. Fuck YouTube. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. Melissa Hernandez. What's up, Melissa? How you doing? Hang in there, Graham. A little help for you since YouTube has demonetized you. I joined Rockfin for you a few months ago, and when I'll start to watch you here. Peace and love, brother. Yes, thank you so much. Progressive Geek. Boom. Drop my YouTube premium for reason. The closest answer allowed to select was other. Yeah, and if they allow, if they don't allow, is there a box? I wish there's a box to like comment in. Then write, you guys are criminals or, all right. Let me check because Jimmy is going to be on Jimmy's show in a sec. All right, everybody. I got to run because I'm going to be on Jimmy's show like any minute now. So go on over to the Jimmy Dore Show, hit the like button, join Rockfin. Thank you so much for supporting the show. We're living in absolute crazy times. So, all right, everybody. I'll be live again tomorrow, but go watch the Jimmy Dore Show right now because that's where I'm going. I'll be on the Jimmy Dore Show whenever he goes live. All right, everybody. Was there a reason for demonetizing me? Yes. They said harmful content is the reason. Not harmful content. Yeah, I think Jordan Sheridan's going to be on as well because he just got demonetized. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much. Shave your knuckles for justice. We ain't going down. And Sharif Snug, stop asking smart questions. God damn it, dude. I'm tired of asking me something dumb. Like, bro, how did you your bro? Just something dumb, dude. Anyway, you guys are all fantastic. I really appreciate the support. And yeah, go to Panquake, go to Rockfin. We'll see you soon on the Jimmy Dore Show. Follow the money, connect the dots, find the truth. Boom. Janet Yellen got paid to speak at Google. Weird. I did a bunch of videos on Janet Yellen. Google owns YouTube. Now I lose money from YouTube. Weird, wacky coincidence. Weird, wacky coincidence. You're all making Gotham great again. You are all political vigilantes. When you go to Rockfin, when you go to Panquake, that's a way to be a political vigilante. Shave your knuckles for justice. Ba-boom.